too. In the Netherlands, 80 is 80 for anyone wondering. Is it really? OMG, you told us this last year. I told you what? That I would be live? And I was not? I won't be live on my birthday. Sounds very depressing. I didn't say alive, which is okay. Your birthday. Oh, okay, come on, Peacebreaker. Tell me if I'm bothering you. Maybe I should leave, right? Maybe I should keep streaming but not be there if I'm bothering you. Oh, for fuck's sake. I talk about myself once, about my fucking birthday, and you don't like it? Okay, I understand. I'm gonna jump and I'm not going to tell you where. And that way you will be scared. Shit, and I started the stream like that. Don't forget about that, YouTube, okay? Forget about that. Everything is fine. Welcome, YouTube. We are working on Hyperslice on the boss design. It's going to be cool. Today we are going to do some visual stuff. Again. But we are going to do the entrance, the appearance, I think. We are going to do the appearance of our little boss fight. But to do that, I need to think about how am I doing the special waves? Pumpkin, no. How am I doing the special waves? I'm pretty sure I have a missile scene, which is not a test scene, right? So I just have the walls and I have what I need. That's kind of what I need. TIG is behind like 20, 30, 40, so forth, and it's basically just 10 times something. Ah, you see. So basically all of the fucking languages are doing that. Maybe not all languages, but a lot of languages are doing the same, right? Like multiplying 10 by something to get the answer. But why French is multiplying 20? That I'm not exactly sure. Why 80 is not just 40? You know, I don't know. We aren't saying 10 times the number, we're saying just one thing. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not, Peacebreaker. I've seen something about your English, which the word is coming from saying 10 times something. And then you have weird things. I should find the video again and you'll see. It's weird. Hey, Seshimara. We are in fact not creative. Yes. We all use 10 as our base number, yes, but not me. I use 20 for some reason. Anyway, so I will use this missile fight, right? I will use the same thing. I get what you're saying, but they're all in TY, so that must be the part you're talking about. Probably, yes, probably. Which means times 10, I guess. But then you have something like 11, 12, 13... You see how it's weird? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's stupid also, right? You're like doing 5 times 10. Or like, no, sorry, 10 plus 5. But then you're also saying 12. Or 11. We talked about that last time. How I think every language, like 11, like 13, is weird about it for some reason. Really? Oh, really? 11T. Yeah. Every language is weird about that, really. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ah, maybe. 11, 12. No, I think in French is correct. Like 11, 12, 13, 14. It's the same 12, 13, 14. It's the same structure, right? I think it's the same structure. Even Spanish does the same thing. And a round number, either 15 or 17, they go back to normal. 11. 11. 13. What? I can't count anymore. 14 is 14, right? 13, 13. Am I crazy? And then they go back. I don't know. I don't remember. Now I'm curious. Anything in there not spelled out like it's spoken? I've seen so many struggle with names using the Russian romanization ending in OW rather than of or off. I would say Yuri Sizov, but maybe I'm Yuri Sizov. If I read it as I see it, And the V is probably not Sizov, right? Is it true? It's like slightly a V, which is a bit F, but maybe not. You went back at your stream, Hectic Raihan. Hello on YouTube, welcome. So let's, you know what? Let's copy this missile. Let's copy this, which is in the mini boss category. It's in the mini boss category for some freaking reason, which is not a problem. Use your French sensibilities and stress the last syllable in the surname. Sizov. I would say Sizov in French. Sizov in French, I think. Yuri Sizov. I think the language stuff is interesting in general. Why, how does English in the pronunciation of the nouns correct, but everyone else get it wrong? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Peacebreaker. But that's a good one. That's a good one. English is so fucking perfect. English is so fucking perfect, right? English is so fucking perfect. No, it's not. No, it's not. English is very stupid. Don't you stress the last syllable in French as a general rule? To be honest, I don't think about it, so I don't know. Quand je parle, est-ce que je stresse la dernière syllabe? Syllabe, je sais pas. J'ai l'impression qu'on stresse pas les syllabes. J'ai pas l'impression de ressentir le stress. Peut-être parce que je suis plutôt calme comme personne. J'ai pas l'impression de stresser vraiment la syllabe. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I have a hard time seeing it because it's like so natural. Because English originated in people being bad in German, slowly ditching the declension. That's a good one. Let's make German simpler, and it become English. Have you spoke German? There's no reason to have 3+ words that mean good. Good. 3+ words, like good. I don't know if it's the word that means good, but it could be. It could be, right? It could be good. Good. The way you say good morning, the way you say good night is not the same. It's the same, no? Isn't it the same? I thought it was. How do I say good morning? Bonjour. Au revoir. Bonne nuit. It's the same in French, for example. And in German, I would think it's the same, but maybe I don't know how to say good night, which is definitely possible because I don't really speak German. That's the thing. I don't really speak German. I don't speak it at all. And I don't even understand. Like, I understand nothing. That's very true. I don't understand German at all. And you probably don't care, and it's okay. So, the boss push, it's going to be called boss push scene, boss push scene fight arena. German, what do we need to know? I speak the slightest itty bitty German. Guten Morgen. Gute Nacht. Ah, you don't say the n. That's why it's just gute and not guten, right? Both often shortened to just Morgen or Nacht. In northern Germany, people use the moin all day long. Okay, cool. So why is there an N at the end for morning and no N? Why is there a difference? Why do you see guten, gute? The only German I speak is a German Sign Language. Ah. How about German Sign Language and German Sign Language? People who speak the Sign Language tend to steal words from both of them, which are not easily the same. Declension, because Morgen is masculine, Nacht is feminine. Oh, that's what you call declension. Good morning, afternoon, evening, Breton. Hello, an admission. Morgen gets used in the Netherlands as well to say morning, but also tomorrow. It starts getting complicated if you use the same thing for a bunch of different things. The biggest issue was that he tried to read it as a whole thing. As for the surname, we tend to make consonants flat, so you're right. It would sound off from a Russian mouth. but it's fine to say it as of too if you don't have a Russian accent. Okay. Interesting. Same in Germany. Oh my god, thank God English does not have masculine and feminine words, period. I will get behind the fact that other languages don't create a brand new word for different things, such as past or present. They just add a suffix to it, but dang, I don't need that feminine, masculine stuff in my language. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's interesting or not. I never thought about the implications. Like, is it interesting to have the ability to differentiate between masculine and feminine? Maybe not, especially... I mean, it is interesting in some situations, right? But for stuff, for objects, for example, the fact that a chair is feminine, but a desk is masculine, it makes no fucking sense, right? That I understand. And it creates so much complexity, so many different rules, especially because we have exceptions. We have we have in the language, I think, a few exceptions where the masculine is singular and it becomes feminine when it's plural. And I don't remember which word does that, or which words are doing that, but it's so fucking stupid. I don't understand. And it's probably coming from the past, right? It's like relics of the past. The language is evolving, but not everything is evolving at the same time, so you have things that are still here, and they don't really make sense, but we still do them, so yeah. We'll meet tomorrow in the morning. Morgan and Morgan. Ooh. Why one of them has a capitalized letter? Is it because it's tomorrow, and so tomorrow has like a capitalized letter? Dutch variant, or you probably would say... Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, I'm sorry. Ochten and Morgan means the same, okay. What's your number one advice for anyone who's already familiar with app development, but is completely new to game dev, and wants to release a commercial 2D side-scroller mobile game this year? Unknown mission? I think you have to be realistic, and you have to make it super small, right? You have to make it super small. You have to realize that making a game is much more than coding, especially when you are a developer. The biggest mistake you make is thinking that a game is just coding stuff. It's the easy part. Coding a game is the easy part, okay? Making it interesting and making it fun is the difficult part. And this takes so much longer than understanding how a game engine works or how do you code specific game stuff. So my number one advice is make it much smaller than you think you need to if you want to release it this year, right? And then I think be aware of the fact that the technical aspect is not going to be the main problem for you. And understand that game design and everything that touches it is going to be much harder. And also set your expectations, right? Set your expectations. If it's your first game, it's an accomplishment to release something. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, especially if you have just a year to do it. And I would say don't take the whole year to make a game. Do it faster. In fact, make a smaller game and release multiple games if you can. That would be a better experience. Tomorrow means the next day. And it's not that far from morning either. It's kind of like present progressive of next day is going on. I don't know most of the language stuff that does the masculine and feminine seems to be European in nature, maybe Latin, but I don't know enough about every language to know for sure. I know the Japanese language doesn't do it. Okay, I like that. Masculine is neither masculine nor feminine gender. Okay, Morgan is a noun. Morgan is just preposition of time. Okay. It's neutral. Okay. I have such a tough time understanding capital letters in German. More or less failed German class because of them. Ah, isn't it just for nouns? And of course, like, how do you say that? How do you say that? Like a city or the name of someone. Just don't know the word. We call it middle gender in Russian linguistics. Middle gender? That's amazing. What are you? I'm a middle gender. Are you a middle gender? This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, bus push. You continue talking to each other, and I work. Okay, can we do that? Let's do that. You continue, and I work. So the boss is going to be at the middle. Why can I put it at the middle? Because the middle is between two things, but that's okay. It's not used on people. Okay. Has a lot of words that sound exactly the same, but vastly different meaning. In which case, you must have context to understand it. No hate, but French confuses my peanut brain. French is very confusing. Glad we don't have French as core. Yeah. I mean, French is very confusing. It's for me, it's okay because I'm like it's my native language, so I don't really have to learn it. But when you're trying to learn the different subtle things, it's stupid. Me too, and I'm French. French counting. Stop it. We just talked about it, Smitner. We talked about it, and we agreed that it was totally normal and that most languages were doing the same. Similar stuff, at least. Unknown mission on YouTube. Mouse versus drawing tablet for 2D art. What's your choice? You got any experience with default game engine? Seems really simple to me and got pretty good grasp of it very fast as compared to others like Godot. I've never used a drawing tablet. I think having a drawing tablet can be especially useful if you're trying to do what we call HD art, right? Personally, I do only vector stuff, and so using a mouse is definitely fine because vector stuff is very often done by combining shapes and like modifying curves and stuff. So in my opinion, it's okay. But I guess if you get used to a tablet, it can definitely be a good help, right? But I don't think it's needed necessarily. And default, I have no idea. I don't know default. I'm sorry. I just know Godot, and I like Godot, so I don't see any reason to switch. I would say if you have feeling, if you're familiar with something, if you like it, just go for it. Don't think about it too much. Experience in game dev is definitely going to be, of course, different from one engine to another, but you can definitely use a lot of what you understand and use it in another engine, right? And also, again, as I said earlier, the most important thing about game dev in general is not the technical aspect. It's not the technical aspect. So it doesn't really matter, because if you're technical, especially if you're a developer, you will learn. It's just like switching from one language to another. You will learn, right? So I would not worry about it too much. Late to enter, yeah, don't worry. Other languages do it more elegantly. Yeah, but it's not about being elegant. It's about being stylish. That is the difference. And we, French people, are stylish. And that's why we count the way we count. Do you think they called it default? So it sounds like the default game engine. Exactly. If you mispronounce it, you say default. Yeah, use the default engine. What is the default engine? I feel like I could program if I could focus. I think the same. I think exactly the same. If only I could focus. Please pronounce 97 in French. 97. Which is honestly totally fine. Totally fine. 97, you can actually see it as 4 times 20 and 17. And you have to see it like that, otherwise it doesn't work, right? You don't have to, sorry. It's 4 times 20, 10, and 7. 4 times 20, 10, and 7. But again, I just want to understand, I just want you to understand something, okay? The way you see the numbers, the way you see them as like something that continues, we think the same. We think the same. So we don't have to think about 97 as 4 times 20 plus 10 plus 7. We don't have to think about it that way, right? We just know it. You understand what I mean? We never think about it as 4 times 20 plus 10 plus 7. Never ever. You see what I mean? I hope you understand. That way, it shows you that it's not that complex, because it's just about knowing it. You don't have to calculate it every time you're trying to pronounce it. French can't count behind 20 confirmed. Yes, I guess you've used all your fingers and toes and then gave up. That's probably the reason. Ours only has 3 syllables in French, and 4 seems excessive. Ours? You guys better be the best freaking people at multiplication, since every one of your numbers seems to not want to do it. I'm pretty good in multiplications. Weak point, since foreigners have to think that. I think I disagree. At some point, you don't think about it. You don't think about it. And that might be the mistake. That might be why people struggle. Because they try to think about how to create the numbers. But when I've learned the English numbers, I didn't have to think about how to create 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I didn't think about that. Every time I'm trying to pronounce a word in English, the numbers, I'm not trying to, like, do the math to create them. You see what I mean? Maybe you do at the beginning, but it's not really how it should be done, I think. Joseph Louis Lagrange, pronunciation, is my most favorite French historical figure. Lagrange, like the one that created the Lagrangian, like all of the math stuff. Is that this guy? It's a pretty cool guy, if that's the one I'm thinking about. Questions, where do you think someone should start with game dev and not get into tutorial hell? I've been in tutorial hell, in fact. I've made a video about tutorial hell, honestly. I've made a video about that. I honestly encourage you to see it. I've made a video about tutorial hell. To make it very simple, because I should be focusing a bit. Tutorial hell... one way to escape tutorial hell, I would say, is to experiment with stuff. And experimenting means trying to do stuff on your own. And not entire games, but specific things. Again, imagine you want to create Tetris pieces. How do you do that? How do you create a grappling hook? How do you create... how do you get the mic input in your game? How do you handle local multiplayer with multiple gamepads? How do you do split screen? Stuff like that. You focus on tiny little things, tiny little experiments that you can fail, that should not be really finished or published or anything, right? And the best thing you can do is create some sort of collection of those experiments. First, because it can be helpful to see the progress that you're making, and then because you can go back and see what you did and how you approached the problem and stuff like that. That's what I would do. Mr. Epic Streams asking for advice on tutorial hell. Sure, the mathematician. Yeah, the mathematician is cool. I think that's why I can't get to a language and learn it, because I'm not immersed in enough to actually begin to think in that language instead of translating it in my brain. I think it's normal to have a part where you translate in your brain. And I also think that immersion is highly overrated. I think immersion is highly overrated because people think that solely that immersion alone is going to magically turn them into a speaker of that language. And the thing is, immersion is eventually going to maybe push you to learn the language, like force you a bit, but it's definitely not going to magically turn you into a speaker of that language. And so I think you can create the same situation for yourself by immersing yourself in the language, by listening to a lot of the language in your home and speaking alone and stuff like that. And I think it's enough. I think it would work for a lot of people. I think it would work for a lot of people. But people are too lazy, that's the truth. Let's be honest. Learning a language is fucking difficult. It requires time and effort. That's why people can't learn a language. Not because it's impossible or they need to be in the country, but simply because they are too lazy. And I'm not saying that to shame them. It's just that it's super difficult. It's very difficult. Tell me if I would use Godot, because I still gotta make a choice. Would you and your community be able to help me with my journey in making some things that is playable? We can answer some of your questions, but we are not going to hold your hand. But of course, we are often helping people in here. Let's not talk about Tetris pieces. Remember how much issues I have with that in Godot. Yeah, I think a merger makes it easier to start understanding the entities of the language, and I don't think it's going to teach you things except being able to recognize words you already know. Maybe. I want you to, they're teaching computer to decline words into Old Russian, Polish cases. Let's okay. Anyway, any fucking way. One thing that I have a problem with is if I create a bunch, if I modify the layout of my outer walls, I'm afraid they will have to recreate the collisions very often, right? Thank you for the follow. I don't need someone to hold my hand, just people to grow with and explain the path I need to walk. Yeah, for sure. That's what we do in here, don't worry. And you're gonna have the passion for it. Some people fail languages class throughout school, but are able to learn other language later in life because they have the desire for it. Yes, totally agree. Unknown Mission on YouTube. I totally agree with you. I think you pointed something important. If you really want to learn the language, you will be able to, probably. And the problem is, most people in school don't really care, right? When I was in school, I didn't care about Spanish at all. At all. And I didn't care about English the way the school was teaching us, right? So that's why I became relatively good in English, because I did it for myself. I did it for me. I mainly have a tough time focusing for a longer time on something. Yeah, totally. I understand that. That's why I encourage you to do experiments. Also, that's why I encourage people to do experiments in general, because experiments are short, and committing to a game, even if the game is short, is way too much effort, and it's not the best way to learn how to make games, in my opinion. As for different the path, luckily he's walking in a straight line while getting nowhere. Hey, Yuri, don't say things like that. As for different programming languages, it's just like with humans languages. Once you understand the concepts, it's way easier to apply these to new languages too. Yeah, true, Smax. Yeah. It was always better in English compared to German in school because we didn't just discuss the Latin names for things all the time. Yeah. I think there's one for me to talk to in a different language. My sister-in-law speaks German and does German sign language, but she would be the only person I ever spoke to that in that language. I see that. I understand. So you have no purpose. For you, there is no purpose in speaking German. Like, maybe there is, but it's not that important. And I think that's why, for us, it might be easier to learn English, because it is going to be useful, right? I'm watching the shows in English constantly because I want to watch the shows in the language. I want to see how the actor was acting. I want to hear the voiceover, and that is super cool. I'm able to reach you guys because I speak English. So English has that advantage of being so used in the world that it's kind of obvious that you should learn it. Now, it's much more difficult if you want to use a language that is less used. And even Spanish, for example. Spanish is used by a lot of people. But the thing is, I don't really consume a lot of stuff in Spanish, and I've watched some shows in Spanish. But that's it, right? I will probably not go in Spain for... I mean, I go to Spain sometimes, but you see what I mean? It's not going to be that useful. So I have less of a pressure or less of a desire to learn it. Michette, hello! You take on paid resources like books and Udemy courses for learning game devs? paid courses, I think, can be tremendously helpful for some people. Full transparency here, I have a course on Udemy, right? I made a course on Udemy. And I encourage people to get it, because I think it brings value. But I never buy courses, because I don't need it. When I want to learn about a subject, I usually learn some of it through free stuff online, and then I do my own experiments and stuff. And I don't really feel the need to buy a course. But the good thing about the course is that there is a path, right? Earlier, it's talked about a path, having a path for learning. And I think that's what a course brings you. It gives you all of the resources you need, or most of the resources you need, and it gives you a path. It tells you, okay, first thing we're doing this, and then we're doing that, and then you're doing this. And I think this is a good thing because it gives you structure, right? And if the course is good, eventually it can also give you a bit more than just the structure. It can also give you some pointers, like how you should explore and what you should explore and where you should go a bit further and stuff like that. So I think it can be really, really helpful. You just have to have a feeling that the teacher is going to teach you well. And this depends on your personality and stuff. A good teacher for someone will be bad for someone else, I think. Rust has German roleplay servers you could try. Really? Also English just everywhere, especially when you go places like Europe, you're going to find someone that speaks English in nearly every place you go. Yeah, that's true, it's true. Are all of your streams derailing immediately, or only the ones that I watch? As an external observer, I cannot possibly decide that on my own. I constantly derail. Because I stream because I'm talking to you guys. Otherwise, why would I stream? If you come on my streams to see someone working and not talk, it's not me. I don't understand the purpose of streams like that, where people are not looking at the chat and just working on their stuff. Code is not interesting enough for me to enjoy streams like that. Just was never an option because there is too little source material for me in the language. Yeah. Spanish will make sense in America. I honestly think that America should declare it a second language. I don't know though. That when you speak to someone in Spanish in America, they actually appreciate it. It's always get weird looks. You always get weird looks? Why? This5 doesn't exist, but this7 does. So I'm fine if there's a quirk like 420, but that gets me in learning French and other inconsistency. But it's not just in French, Seshumara. We talked about that at the beginning of the stream. The same thing is true in Spanish. The same thing is true in Spanish, the same thing is true in English. Inconsistencies are what makes a language, to be honest. A language, a living language, is full of inconsistencies, and the reason is, the language is evolving, and parts of the language are evolving faster than others. So that's complicated, right? It's been 4 or 5 streams at this point. I'm seeing a pattern. Cannot remove myself from the equation. No, believe me, it's not just you. Michette, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for the donation on coffee. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you guys want to support me, I'm not asking very often, I think, but if you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon, I have a course on juice, I have a game. I was going to say I have some games, but no. Unfortunately, I have only one fucking game. And I have coffee, so if you want to support, and of course there is Twitch, so if you want to subscribe or anything, you can. Good cultural thing, yeah. You have a fucking game. I have a fucking game, yes. No, I think the thing is, if I had a porn game, I would make much more money. Probably. I could be making much more money. It could be a cultural thing based on where people are from. I think some people appreciate you try to speak the language. In other cultures, you just want to stop trying and just use English instead. Definitely just shove it. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I think people appreciate that you try, but then if you're obviously struggling, that might be why. And Guru is actually good for porn games. It is? Why? Why is it? How do you know, Yuri? Why is it and how do you know? Those would be my 2 questions. License. Same for gambling. Ah, I didn't think about that. I like where this conversation is going. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember we talked about it once, Michette, and you were enjoying it. That'll be a nice fucking game, exactly. I can create the walls by providing the points, right? I can create the walls by providing the points. So if we think about it, and maybe you don't want to think about it, but I'm definitely going to, I think we can create the walls. So let's create the boss push scene. The boss push fight scene. The boss push fight doesn't have to be called scene. It can be boss push fight. Makes much more sense, right? It makes much more sense. Let's go. Let's go. I will stop walking. I will stop walking, and I will concentrate a bit. It's been 1 hour, 2 kilometers. We did. That's good. Ever done any 3D stuff? Yes. Look at my itch page. Look at my itch page. I made some 3D games, and I've also done VR games for myself, but also for clients. So I have some experience in 3D. I don't have a lot of experience, but I have some experience. Oh, it's hot in here. Probably gonna download Godot somewhere in the evening and try to make some sort of slots. Type something simple. Yeah, let's go. It's honestly, it's share it on the Discord once you're done. Share it. Share what you're doing on the Discord. Don't hesitate. It might be a good way also to get motivated and get feedback and get help if you want. Don't hesitate. I would love to see it. Oui, je t'ouvre la minette. Allez, vas-y, casse-toi. La minette, elle veut aller sur la fenêtre. La petite minette. Ok. Allez, c'est parti. On continue de streamer en français. Donc maintenant, bah, vous vous démerdez. Soit vous parlez français, soit vous comprenez rien. Et c'est votre faute. J'en ai rien à foutre. Parce que je fais ce que je veux. Et ouais, les gars. Et ouais, les gars, qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? Try to work out how variables and RNG works in Godot. RNG, very simple actually. You can use the global, the built-in RNG class, but there is also a global access to that, so you don't really need to create an RNG variable if you want. You can just start doing the random stuff. And you can provide a seed if you want to replicate that, so yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty easy stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sequence things. How will I sequence things? Oh, you know what I would love? You know what I would love? A tween property. I need to write it somewhere because I have so many things I want to be to add to the tween thingy. I need to write it. I would love a tween, which is tween after, right? An after method or something. And you could provide a timing or maybe an amount of frames. That could be useful for some people. Or a signal. It would wait for a signal and then it would continue. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. I'll figure it out. Docs are going to be my savior. Docs are actually very useful. I'm learning stuff. I'm still learning stuff using the docs with Godot. Honestly, it's super useful. A tween after method allowing you to continue the tweeners after some duration, frames, or a signal. That would be so fucking useful. That would be so fucking useful. how do I do that? Maybe what I do is I start the boss push. I tell the boss, hey, you should appear. I wait for the appearance of the boss, and then I continue. I could await, right? I could yield. I usually avoid yields because I'm afraid of those fucking yields. But I could, right? So funk, how would you call that? The boss push fight. We could call it appear, I think. We could call it appear. And I will write some stuff in here. To do, create the walls. The walls will be created already, I think. So maybe not create the walls. Maybe I will. Not sure. Not sure. To do create the walls. Animate the walls, no. Start boss appear animation. And then what I would do, I would walls appear. Walls appear. Right? Let's try to do that today. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to force the player to come towards the center. I might just apply a force, but this force will be overridden. So it won't really work. I need to find a better way. But anyway, I create the walls. I think the walls, I'm going to create them offline. I'm going to create them in here. Right. I might do that. And what I might do is put them into a control node. I might create a control node in here that will be glitch polygon. And the glitch polygon will have a script that I will put here for now, but I might move it as a component later on. We'll see. And it's going to be a tool script, and it's going to give me a bunch of information. Let's go back to the missile just for a second. Do we have a signal? We have a signal finished. And fight. And we send signal finished, and we hide. Walls deactivate, queue free. Let's call that. Let's have a function just like that. I need a signal finished. Walls hide finished. We yield, and then we do that. The node system looks difficult. The node system might be difficult initially, but once it clicks, that's it. You understand it. It makes so much more sense. In my opinion, the node system is so much better than anything else, because it's kind of how I think, to be honest. So it works for me. Hopefully it will work for you. But I think it will make sense, honestly. It's quite good. So start the boss appear. So I grab the boss that I can call boss, honestly. Don't really need to call it boss push. I can do boss. And I will switch state to boss states appear whenever I'm ready. And then when the boss is done, walls appear. I need to do that. I need to do that in appear, right? I need to do that in appear, and I do appear. Doop, dap, deep. Okay, very, very cool. I need to think about the background, because right now we don't have any background. So it works if we want to keep the original background, but maybe we don't want that, right? Nobody cares about your actions here, and if you want some learning material, okay. When the boss is done. So in here I can yield the boss, and I can yield appear finished or something. I don't have the signal yet. Signals above enums or not? Yes, I think signals are above enums. Appear finished. I could also have a state change, right? I could also have a signal. State changed, and we pass the new state. I could have that. So if that's the case, I could not have an appear state. Appear finished, not appear state. I could remove this and have only the state changed. New state, old state. If I can, I pass both of them, right? And so whenever I do switch state in here, I do emit signal, state changed, new state, and old state is state. What's shader time? It's just showing something on screen when I do shaders, when I create shaders, that you can trigger it. Usually people trigger it when I'm about to create a shader. Do you know what is a shader? How familiar are you with game dev? How familiar are you? Because if you're not that familiar, I can try to explain more of what I'm doing, right? So I think we can do state changed, in fact, right? In here, in my boss push scene, I can do state changed. Yield. You yield state changed. And then in here, you do wolves appear. That's not good. That's not good. The wolves should not appear when the boss is finished entirely, because the animation will finish earlier. Will finish later. So, wolves appear. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create a special signal, and the boss is going to tell me exactly when I should make the wolves appear. This is what I need. Well, for me, it's kind of bare basics. For example, to make my slots idea, I need 3 pictures of a button and a score on my screen. Okay, so you're a beginner, right? What you observe on screen is over time grown and maintained spaghetti code. It's normal to develop into that. You'll definitely need way less code for a simple game. Hey, Smacks! It's not spaghetti, it's pretty cool. Then a way to check if the pictures are the same. I think what I would do personally, I would create some sort of dictionary with a number being a picture. That way, what you do behind the scene is you really just compare numbers, and the pictures are just a way for the player to see what the number is. You see what I mean? So you don't compare the pictures, you compare the numbers. And a way to update the score after a spin. Yeah? I mean, you're on the right path, because you are already able to easily to clearly divide what you need. And I think this is a good way to learn, because now you can learn specifically in Godot. Okay, how do I make a button? How do I show some text on screen? How do I display some images and stuff? So I think you're on the right path. Le petit boubou. Appear, walls appear, walls appear. Okay? So we tell the walls to appear, activate, to appear, show, Show? What the fuck is the name of my function? I do have a function for that, no? Create walls. Update walls with curve. Draw walls animated? No, that's not that. Draw walls animated. That's what I do, in fact. I fucking draw the walls animated. That's a bad name. Walls, draw walls animated. Yeah, I was thinking making them a variable, so if like pick one is equal to one, so pictures today. Yeah. And then go to language. Yeah, I would do a dictionary. I would do a dictionary like that. I would do you can even make it an export variable, which is even simpler. You could make your dict, which is a dictionary, and you would have like one, and you would put a stream texture in here. I don't know if I can do that. What does it do if I put something? What does it do in Godot? In Godot 3, in Godot 4, that might be easier to do that, right? I have my dictionary, and I can even like something. I could say I want to be an object. That object could be a stream texture. In Godot 4.4, you are able to type your dictionary, so that might be even better. But I could put a texture in here, you see. The simplest way might be to just do that, and you put icon.svg or whatever, start icon. Yeah. And so now you have something better because you have an easy way to modify them if you want in the future, right? Export variables are pretty cool for that. Those are variables that you can edit in the editor, in the interface. And so in here, I create a dictionary where I say number 1 is going to be that image, and number 2 might be another image, and stuff like that. I think I would go with something like this personally. I think that would work well. Okay. So we appear and we need to create the walls. For that, you know what? I need to create that. So let's go and let's go into my glitch polygon, and we are going to put that in here. My boss push, I'm going to put those export vars in here. I'm gonna class name this shit, and I'm gonna call it glitch polygon. It's a bad naming scheme, but hey, compute polygon isn't declared in current scope. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine not having the function compute polygons available? I do agree with you. It sounds crazy, but hey, it is how it is. So all of those are the setters. Test to see if it works like expected. I can remove this shit. Rotate slightly to normal. I didn't do it. Set boss polygon. I am not going to do that, right? But I can create a function called set. Okay, let me think. This is a tool that I'm creating right now, specific to my needs. So I can have something very specific, such as func call create function, and I pass the points that I need, which are packed pull vector to array. Set boss polygon is declared in the current class. Yes, because I'm not going to do that. And what I think I will do is I will export like my target, which is going to be a node path, because in Godot 4, unfortunately, in Godot 3, unfortunately, we don't have it any other way. And export var func to call, and it would be a func ref. But if I do a func ref like that, I can't really do that. What can I pass? What can I pass? I can pass a string, and I can create a func ref from that. Func string. Do I need a func ref? Do I need a func ref? Not really, right? Why would I create a func ref instead of just passing the string? Maybe I don't have any reason to. And so in here, I would do call create function. Okay. My target is the walls, and the func is create walls. Create walls. And you pass the points, right? When you call create walls, you pass the points. Boop. Boopity boopity boopity. Perfect. So now I'm going to have an already variable. This is the target path, and not just the target. It's the target path, and I'm going to do target is equal to get node or null. Get node or null. Or null with the target path. And now I have my target, right? And so in here, I'm going to do that. I can return the points. Why not? But most importantly, no, sorry, that's not what I need. I can say if not target, I can print and say target null, and I can return. Otherwise, I can say, what the fuck? I can say target call method string, and I can pass my function string with the points. Will it work? There's no reason, right? This method supports a variable number of arguments, so parameters are passed as comma separated list, for example, blah blah blah. Okay, so is this a tool script yet? It is not. Compute the polygons. Tool script. Do you need the walls to be a tool script also? But the tools are. So target path, we put the walls. Now I have a problem, and it's that boss push scene. That's okay. I have my glitch polygon in here. What if I create that to be 150? Okay, it works. What I didn't think about is that it creates a circle, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem because I just need to change the point numbers. I forgot. So, what should it be? What should it be? Like 1,000? What should it be? 1,000? Something like that. What is the size in here? 1,600. Huh. So maybe I go with 1,500. I create some glitchiness. Does it work? It doesn't because the noise is null, right? What if I grab the open simplex noise? I grab the open simplex noise. I paste it in here. I make it unique. Trying to create walls, ready, true. Is it that we don't have enough points for that to make sense? Probably. Or maybe just the amplitude is not big enough? Probably also. 250? Okay, interesting. Interesting. It's struggling to create the things. That is not too bad, but I think I will want to modify that throughout the game. The cool thing about this solution is that my glitch polygon can be used to... With the setup that I have right now, what I could do is start the fight with something like this. At some point, it becomes a circle. And I can increase the glitchiness at that point. That could be cool, right? As we fight, the arena can change, and I think this is a great way. Something like that. It gets animated like this, like... I don't like that. Maybe it's just because the seed is shit. Yeah, okay. That's very cool. That's very cool. And to avoid doing a bunch of calculations, because if the transformation is interpolated, we will do a bunch of calculations for nothing. Like all of that, all of that is calculated for nothing. So we can avoid that. Same thing for the point numbers, to be honest. But it's also very cool. We can start with a... What I like is that we can start with something that is just that. A line. We could fight in a triangle, so that's incredibly cool. No? Don't you like a good old triangle? Boop, beep, bap, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. Oh, that's so fucking cool. That's really, 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 really fucking cool. And so I guess what I want is... The function that I'm calling is create walls. And I think what I could do... So in here, we're just setting the points. We're not calculating the outside walls. But I can do it... manually, right? Where is it? Let me check. Compute outside area. This is it. Set compute outside area. So I don't have a function for that. Compute polygons. Compute bounding box. I can do compute outside walls, basically, right? Walls appear to do once visuals are modified. I I can compute the outside walls. And I can do walls, compute outside walls is equal to true, and that will compute it. Okay. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So let's try something. We appear. We switch the state to appear. The boss will tell us at some point when he's able to do that. Right now we have no idea, right? But we can simulate it. When we switch in here, we say anim finished. I'm gonna yield two things. I'm gonna yield timeout. I'm gonna emit signal. Walls appeared, and then I'm going to finish that. So I have 2 seconds. I send wall appeared, and then my anim is finished, and I switch state. Is there somewhere where I see how I do... How do I animate the scene appearing? The upgrade scene I know appears, right? The upgrade scene appears. Fill in upgrades. No? The upgrade scene is... Yeah, the upgrade scene appears, but how? I have my orchestrator in here that does a bunch of stuff, draw lines, blah, blah, blah. This is not it. Oh, but because this is not drawn like that. Same thing for the shop. Same thing for the shop. I use the circuit lines. I don't use the walls. It's funny that I don't draw them. Draw walls animated. If I do it early enough, it's not causing a problem, I guess. But before that, I need the walls to be hidden. That's the problem. So what kind of function do I have to hide my thing? Hide everything. Animated bool is equal to true. No. Okay, very cool. I have a bunch of functions to help me do that. So walls, hide everything, false. And I will say not animated. To do create the walls. The walls are created in advance, right? Kinda. I'm gonna connect the state changed. I'm gonna connect the state changed. And I'm gonna say if new state is equal to boss states phase voids. I could match the new state. Why not? Let's do phase missiles. Let's do phase out arena. Hey, Michette Kendama, when did you redeem the Kendama? Was it a long time ago? 2 tries left hand when singing the French national anthem. Oh my god, do I know the French national anthem? Hey there, a bunch of nice folks, nice music also. Hello, Arkham. How are you doing? How are you doing? Manage prediction. Let's create a prediction. Start a prediction. I don't know if it's... I don't know if I have enough space to start a prediction like that. It's too big. Singing FR national anthem. It's too big. It's too big for the prediction screen. 2 tries, left hand. Singing national anthem. Come on. Submission period 30 minutes. Yes, no. Is that a prediction that we should do? Yes. Let's go. You can vote. Use your channel points to vote. If you don't know what is the kendama, it's the thing where I have, you know, I have something, there's a ball attached, and I need to put the ball inside the thingy. I'm doing okay, I guess. Just learned that my current freelance mission ends at the end of February, so I'm on the market. That'll be known. Okay. That's and it was not, you were not expecting that? So what kind of job are you doing? Which option will win? So I don't lose the point. 2 tries left hand. Honestly, it's been a while. I'm not left-handed. So I guess it will be no. Still can't predict anything as my country still sees it as gambling. So stupid. Shit. You can at least use the 10 channel points, right? I think. You can't put a custom amount, but you can use like 10, no? I don't know. You should use custom amounts and put a lot of money on it. Let's go 10,000. But honestly, sometimes on the left hand, with the left hand, it's easier. So some of you should vote as yes. Should vote yes. Please don't hesitate. In here, do I have death somewhere? Yes, I do. So phase voids, phase missiles, phased out arena, phase death. Okay. So in here, what we will do modify the background and modify the arena. I'm mainly a web dev, looking for some freelance remote work, preferably on a project that matters for the planet, for human beings, or some game dev job, hint hint. Let's go. To be honest, game dev jobs are way harder to get than freelance than web dev, right? Way less common, I think. Way less common, especially with Godot. But it doesn't mean that there's nothing. You can definitely find some job in the field. Is this a job board? Can I just get money and continue doing what I do? Anyone willing to sponsor that? Thanks. I mean, you can try to do that, Yuri. You can say, hey, give me some money. Why not? Also, I'm a senior web dev and an incredibly junior game dev. Yeah, okay. Well, good luck with your search. Unfortunately, I don't know anything. I don't know anyone needing web dev, I think. Oh, maybe I can ask you a question, Arkham. I sponsor you. Wait, no, I'll be short on money in a few months. Arkham, what would you recommend? Because we have my girlfriend is going to help an association which is lending, or not lending, but maybe lending. I don't know. Lending devices and stuff. Okay. For a small fee, okay? That way you know what it is. I don't know the exact requirements, but they would like to have a website. I know it's quite vague because it depends a lot on the requirements. If they simply want if they want an e-commerce app or if they want a landing page, it's going to be quite different. But what would you recommend for not very technical people to create a website? Because I've been out of the loop for a while, and I would, for example, for a developer, especially for a landing page or a simple blog post, I would recommend GitHub Pages with like Jekyll or something like that. I use that and I think it works well. I would recommend not creating a website. Yeah, but imagine they want to. Jekyll, yeah. For most things static, I would recommend using an existing solution. Okay, what do you mean? You can set it up for them and just throw around the markdown. Yeah, I thought about that. So either old school WordPress and some plugins. WordPress, LMAO, yeah. Has anyone used Itch job board, by the way? I only recently discovered they have one, and it has some good jobs even. I never used that, Yuri. We might take a look. That way we can see what the good old jobs are. Maybe it's interesting. Some with Wix or some no-code website creator. Yeah, I was thinking about no-code websites creator, but the thing I was afraid of is the price. It has to be pricey, no? WordPress left alone is potentially dangerous with all the potential exploits and stuff. Yeah. I can lend you at 200 lines of Python script to build a static website. It was really that short? Your website stuff? But honestly, I would set up Jekyll or something, because especially with GitHub pages, it's like super simple, I feel like, right? Isn't Wix and stuff free? They have a free tier, yes, but then you will have the Wix name in your website. I use Pelican for my website, free and open source. I use Pelican. Okay, cool. The thing is, it's a bit like Jekyll. Okay, the thing I'm afraid of right now, I don't know the specifics. So that's why I told my girlfriend, I say, first, we need to know exactly what they need. Because if they require a full-blown e-commerce solution, I don't know. And maybe they should set up something with like Shopify or whatever. But if they want something very static, then I guess it's much easier, right? Maybe 300 log. No, it's not that I don't believe you. It's just that, I don't know. I build.py. $237. That's, yeah. Okay. I mean, theoretically, it's what? You do a bit of parsing, right? That's what you do. You do a bit of parsing and you create and you replace the information inside of the HTML template that you're providing, right? Do you create an HTML template with things that should be replaced, that should be added dynamically? Yeah, so I can understand why it's not that big, because it's relatively simple, theoretically. Okay, cool. Cool. Build.py. But it's open source? Your music app is open source? I didn't realize it was open source. For some reason. Let me start it. I didn't realize. Whoops, sorry. I misclick. That was a misclick. Hardware SPI on ESP32. Yeah, okay, I don't care about that. I misclick. Yeah. I'd recommend not going for a huge complex solution. Start small. Yeah, totally. I never understand them sticking with the name Wix, even in Germany, because... Wix, even Germany, because... Wix? What is it in Germany, Wix? Pelican was made by a friend. It's an anagram of... Calpin. Ah, okay. Nice. Also, just as for game dev, prototype, cheap to understand. What is the MVP? And then pivot if when needed, iterate. Just as for game dev, prototype, cheap to understand. Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah. I read it wrong. So it's not Pelican case. It's Pelican, get Pelican. Yeah, get Pelican. That's it. Okay, cool. I will take a look at that. But I think you know, for us that are tech literate, it's easy for us to set up an environment, and even if it's not that complex, like we know Git, having Jekyll run locally to preview the things and then send it to GitHub to be built with a GitHub action and stuff. All of that seems simple, right? But for them, it will be incredibly weird. And it's easy to use. Once it's set up, it's easy to use, but I'm afraid that they will be stuck with that solution. Whereas with something more interactive like a builder, if they have to add content, having a builder might be easier for them to modify in the future. I would not necessarily advise Jekyll, Pelican, or Gitbook for non-devs. I would go with Wix, WordPress, something like that, or Discord or whatever to see what's the MVP. Yeah. Squarespace! Yeah, honestly, Squarespace could be a solution, right? It's just that it's expensive. Oh, you know what? Odoo. Odoo has a free app. Odoo has one free app that you can keep forever. And there is a website builder. That might be an easy way for them to build something. And Odoo theoretically also has the ability later on to do e-commerce if they need to. Huh, you're joking, but that might be a solution, right? That might be a solution for non-technical people. Since you mentioned that guy reading your whole name as one word, you can always set casing in Twitch profile, so you could just use casing like you do on GitHub. But it's ugly. That's true. It's ugly. I would not necessarily advise Jekyll or Pelican. Wix, let's say it's extremely close to one term that can be used for play around in your pens for fun. Oh, like to wank in English. I'm during the wolves. I appear and I'm during the wolves. Let's yield in here. Let's yield in here just for fun. Let's yield a bit, because otherwise we won't see anything. Get tree, create timer. I'm going to create timer for 1 second. That way we have time. Timeout. We want to timeout. Do you want to timeout? Yes. Oh, yes. I want to timeout. So we launch. And then what happens? We see appear. Non-existent glass in base nul. Globals walls. Are they fighting? Are they fighting? Yes, because this is going to fight, right? This is going to fight, right? Timeout. That would be English equivalent. Ah, okay. Fuck, it's going to fight. It's going to fight. It's going to fight. No? Oh, but it's huge. Why is my radius so huge, and in the boss push test it's not that huge? Oh, because I set it in radius 1600. Radius 1500. Is it because it's a square? And when it's a square, it's much smaller? It is, right? Timeout? You should bet on the yes, guys. You should bet on the yes. Target single player is in group. Yeah, okay. Okay. Quick break. Quick break, and I work on the actual appear animation of the boss, I think. And I need to also find how I will bring the player towards the center to make sure that he's not trying to go away. I have no idea. No fucking idea, guys. Do-do-do-do-doom. Do-do-do-do-do-doom. It's Yuri that talked about it. Yuri talked about it. Okay, small break. I grab some coffee and we work on the visuals. Also do it. Right? You can do it. But no pressure. Did it. So if it's not available, you return. Otherwise, you say delete. You say also do it. Right? You can do it. But no pressure.
So horrible. Oh. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's broken. Oh no. My game. It's broken.
Too early. Let's change color. Let's do that. Let's dash. 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 Boom, then we are green. Let's go. Yes! Fuck it. That was good. 13. That is nice. What if we take a look at the showroom? Let's see how it looks. It looks like shit. That was quite an amazing goal. That was quite an amazing goal. Let me clip that. This was super cool. Dog. Yeah, dog. I do agree. But this is pretty cool. This is I'm addicted. Initially I was confused, and now I'm addicted. This is a good sign for a roguelike. Job board. Job board. Let's see. Lead programmer. Is there a way to art design, remote status, programming language, platform, technology, category? I don't see Godot in here, unfortunately, but maybe because there's nothing. Is that all? Always make sure it's a job board, not a job board. Is that it? Like 5 things? I was hoping for more stuff. Oh, in here it's for Godot. Lead programmer working on pre-existing project in GDScript, programming and game mechanics, game design communicate. What? Game mechanic design communicative, open to learning and be able to take constructive. Whatever. Constructive criticism. As the project will be done in Godot, I'm looking for developers who have knowledge about that as well as the capabilities to incorporate multiple genres of gameplay that blend together smoothly. I require strong problem-solving skills and the ability to work independently, but also to adapt to input. Communication is one of the most important. Extensive portfolio, ability to implement complex mechanics, coded animation, game systems, and work with the team. Benefits, flexible work hours, flexible payments arrangements. Is that a benefit? Flexible payments arrangements? Opportunity to work on a unique style of gameplay. Okay. At this studio. Okay. I guess there isn't much yet. Yeah, there isn't much. Okay, so it's the same thing but on work with indies. 30 euros per hour they're writing in here. I'm trying to do my one shot at life goal of mine, making a fun game that leaves player with something to take away in their heart. And I want this game to leave a lasting impression, but also be a quick playthrough that players come back to time and time again. I'm gathering application for a lead programmer on our indie games at Dreamlands, using Godot 4. It's an RPG with a lot of mini-games. My current lead programmer... Why is it so much clearer in here? They're telling you what the game is and stuff, and in here it was not the case. In here it was not telling you what it was. But anyway... Paying 20 hours a week, you choose your schedule, although due to time zones, I prefer time when I'm awake. $30 an hour, open to paying more based on quality. This is cheap. This is not enough. This is not enough. I mean, it depends your country, of course, but I would ask for at least twice as much. Communication is one of the most important points we care about. If we have difficulty reaching you and communicating, it won't work. You need to be communicative. Yeah, you said it twice, but okay. Okay. What I find interesting is that people, when they post job opportunities, they don't necessarily feel like they should convince you, but you should convince me to work with you as much as I should convince you that I will be able to work with you. You see what I mean? When I read this, I'm like, you making one shot at your life goal? Yeah, okay, so it means you have no experience. It means you have no experience. And why are you looking for a lead programmer? Because you don't know how to program. And it's an RPG with a lot of mini games. Yeah, okay, you're not telling me anything. Why should I be interested? The game is set to release on PC and possibly Switch. It's actually how much... This is actually how much... How... What? Why can't I read? This is actually how about much GF base. The Godot Foundation? Oh. I mean, maybe it works if you live in Argentina or I don't know where someone can be. Maybe that's enough. They must have the order, it's not you. Okay. But yeah, as a French person working in freelance, this would not be enough for me. The wording of this lead programmer post is, no thanks for me. In particular, the last paragraph to apply. Yeah. Bring to me your best work and I consider it. Everyone at our studio is very passionate about this project. Maybe present me your studio. Maybe tell me more about your studio. Who are they? Who are you? That's a bit weird, right? That's kind of frightening. But I'm not surprised that the Godot Foundation cannot pay more than that. Maybe they can, but I understand, I think. Makes sense, right? $30 and it's $30 an hour. I ask for double the amount in euros because dollars, then you need to do the conversion and stuff. It's like 4 times the minimum wage in Poland. Oh, I'm not saying it's not high for something, right? In France, it would be roughly 2 or 3 times the minimum wage in France. So compared to that, yes, but I'm not doing a minimum wage work when I'm developing a game and being the lead programmer. You see what I mean? It's very different than being a cashier. Not saying that being a cashier is less important or anything, but it's a very different set of skills. I would have loved to stay and discuss, but I need to get some fresh air. Yeah. Might see you on Friday, Arkham. Thank you for dropping by. And enjoy your fresh air. So yeah, comparing a dev job to the minimum wage is not fair, because dev jobs are usually not paid the minimum wage, yeah? Lead dev is a lot of sitting on your ass, and cashier is really demanding and exhausting. It's very different, right? It's very different. We live in a world where being a lead dev is much more rewarded. You can say whatever you want about that. I was just, yeah, and I agree that it's, in lots of situations, very unfair, especially since the people that we need the most are usually the ones paid the least. But in this world, being a lead dev is paid way more than being a cashier. If you're not sure, just love sarcastic humor. Yeah, no, but I totally understand. But I just want to make sure that people understand what I'm saying, because I don't want to give the impression that I think lead devs are more important, right? I mean, we could totally not have lead devs and still function as a society. But yeah, when you're doing a job, you need to know how much your job is worth, and that would not be enough in my situation. But I guess for some people it would be well paid, and it would be a great job opportunity. So I don't know. But also the listing was not. It was frightening a bit. This is too hard. I don't want to make a boss, guys. I don't want to make a boss. This is way too hard. If I don't switch to appear, the problem is that I don't hide what I should hide. That's why I don't like the animation player. The animation player is really not interesting. The animation player is really not interesting. So I will scale the sprite to 0 and put the other sprites to be not visible. Sprite and sprite 2. What is sprite and sprite 2? Oh, it's in here. Oh, it's in the appear animation for that thing. Okay, I will do differently. I will say make local. I will say make local. And in the reset function, let's make that not visible. Let's make that not visible. Let's make sure that this is not emitting, that the charge orbs are not emitting as well. Yes. And that the particles 2D, I don't know what they are, but they're not emitting. And then I appear, which does that. It charges. Okay. Because I have this in here, do I just scale the charge? The problem is that my particles also don't have the right timing. And also, why should I have this? Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I remove this and I do everything in here, right? That might be just more simple. That might be more simple. That might be more simple. So, when you appear... Sprite 2, what is this? Oh yeah, okay, I can remove that. I don't care. This is the flare, or I don't know how it's called, but I don't care. I will definitely modulate that initially. Create reset track. The boss will start making rumbling noise to appear. This is where there should be an explosion. Okay. My particles are what? Doing that. Time. So it can be 4. Right? It can be 4. In here you start it, so you do... Okay, maybe we actually make it slightly shorter. Otherwise it won't work. This is shit, but hey, why not? Then we want the charge particle to be off, but be on in here. And I guess we can stop them around here. Okay. Not being able to call global functions in Godot is incredibly frustrating with the animation player, and that's one of the reasons why the animation player sucks. It fucking sucks, and there's nothing you can say to change my view on that. I don't think there is a way to do that. No, there's no way, right? Unless I'm missing something. So you have to like have a function called camera shake. Let me see. I forgot what is my shake function. Duration, frequency, amplitude. This is so stupid. This is really stupid. Is it called camera shake? No, it's called shake, right? And you pass duration, frequency, and amplitude. Okay. I'm going to call that function in here. I'm going to sequence everything with an animation player. It makes more sense, but I don't like it. Animation playback track, call method track. In here, we will call the function camera shake. Frequency, duration, frequency, amplitude. Duration, frequency, amplitude. So, duration 4, 3.9, frequency 10, amplitude 30. I don't know. We need to check. We need to see that. So it will do blah 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 blah, and then it explodes. So from here, we want another camera shake. This time we will only shake for like, I don't know, 1.5, much faster, 25, and maybe reduced amplitude of like 20. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. So we do that, and then we have shockwave in here. So we need some sort of shockwave. I could be using the shockwave that is shared, but I'm not sure I have a shared shockwave, in fact. So might as well take the one from the player, effects layer, radial blur, here I come, na na na. Effects layer, VHS, can remove that. Vignette, we can remove that. Vignette ultimate, we can remove that. Back before copy, sorry, not coffee. Radial blur, glitch, fisheye, we don't want the fisheye. Fisheye. Why do I have so many fisheyes? And I have all of those back buffer copies constantly running, even though I'm not using them. Am I crazy? I'm fucking crazy. Let me tell you that. You don't know how much performance you're removing with this. Okay. Backwave, shockwave. Back buffer copy. I don't care. I have some radial blur. Here I come. I need to make unique. And I need to make unique. The material is unique. So that is okay. And the glitch. Are we glitching? Make unique. Maybe we will glitch. Right? Maybe we will glitch. Let's see. What if we start with a shake rate of 0, and as we approach that, we shake rate more and more? That could be cool, right? In and out. Whoop. In here, we stop, so I can duplicate that to go back to 0. Shplum, 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 plum, 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 plum. Radial blur. The radial blur can be useful to animate the create reset track, to animate the explosion, like really fast. It goes quite strongly, and then it slowly goes back to 0. Again, we are easing in and out. Okay, this will be cool. This will be cool. And the glitch we have, and the shockwave. So let's shockwave that shit. Shockwave. We changed the radius, right? I think. The width doesn't change, so I go with a radius of the 0, and I go with a radius big enough. I have no idea what it should be, so we'll figure it out. I could look at the shockwave for the player. If I go in here and I do shockwave. Oh, come on. But I have a shockwave in here. No? Shockwave. We go to 0.9. Okay, let's use the same value. So we arrive in here. 0.9. And what we can do is modify that to go back to 0 just after incredibly fast. And so that should be cool. So it goes... Okay, we are going to have to play with the timings and stuff, but okay. In here, what I don't like is the way my particles are starting. Okay. The glitchiness is incredibly shit because we don't see anything in the beginning. So all of that... Whoops. Stop. All of that can be brought at least here. It needs to be closer. But also to be glitch-like, it needs to be like that, I think. So it would do... Well, it's shit, but it's okay. Okay. I think we need to see it in action. So we need to see it in action. So to say if we like it or not. Let's go and grab the animation player. What are we playing as music? Minecraft and stuff? Let's listen to some cyberpunk stuff to put it in the mood.
Found out treasures are always lost.
To do start the appear animation, yield tree timeout wall appears. Oh, we are going to emit the signal when we want, right? So this signal is going to be emitted directly. Walls appear. It's going to be emitted directly. Okay, let's do it in here. Let's do a call method track. Emit signal. We do it at around here, I think. Emit signal. It's a string and its walls appeared. Okay. Blap. That should be good. We yield. I can yield animation player. Animation finished. And then we switch the state. Well, now I'm sad. Why? Why are you sad? CP77 destroyed my soul. It's beautiful, but so depressing. I didn't play it, to be honest, so... I don't know your pain.
stand so dark. We ended now. It ends
This is going to be frustrating, but hey, the song is from the end titles of the expansion, so pretty much what you hear when it's all climaxed in the most gut-wrenching way possible. Ah, okay, I see. I might play it one day. I might. Too many games to play though. I played Dubio. I finished Dubio this morning. Was it Dubio? Dubio on Steam. I finished Dubio this morning. I really recommend it. You should watch it. You should play it if you like small, like puzzle games, but more action oriented. Not action, but movement oriented. There's a demo, so you should try the demo. The demo is very generous and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's this shader that they have, like this shader that they use all around the game to create the outside. I really enjoy the shader, and I would love to know how to make that shader. You see that shader that can be animated like that? It seems to be mostly squares, and those squares can then be filled in with an angle. You see what I mean? I think it's a grayscale pattern. A grayscale pattern? How would that work? You see, the way I see it, look at that. The way I see it is that the shader is made of a bunch of rectangles, a bunch of squares like that, you see? The same size, all of the same size. But then sometimes also the size is much bigger. I don't know how they're doing it. And then inside, it's simply going to fill it using a random angle. When you have an image going from white to black smoothly, you animate the cutoff point. I think it's a static image from the clips. A static image? Like you think all of the squares are generated before, and it's like grayscales, and then it's just animated using the shader. But even if that's the case, how do you make such an image? You see, it doesn't look like a transform. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, it is moving sometimes. Look at that. Look at that. In here it's moving. It's rotating. It's rotating sometimes. In here it's clearly rotating. I think they created a pretty cool shader, and they can do a bunch of stuff with it. And theoretically, I understand how to make it, but I'm not sure. I would love to recreate that, and it looks super cool. And it's so versatile. Like, throughout the game, they use the same background, but it's so good because it's constantly animated and used in different ways. It's very cool game. You should get it, I think. One day I want to see how to make that. Okay, I have a problem. I can't test because I don't have the camera, so I'm gonna put the camera for now. I'm gonna force having a camera, otherwise it's going to be a problem. But later on, the camera will be coming from the game, so it should not be a problem. Is the camera going to register itself? It is. Okay, it doesn't do what I want. Is in group? Yeah, I don't care about that. The rotation also looked like a cutoff point animation, just perhaps with 2 threshold, upper and lower. Yuri, stop saying stuff with your cutoff stuff, like you know how you make radial loader. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Ah, you're right. Okay, I see it now. I see it now. Okay. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. That's why shaders are super cool. You have so many ways of doing it. Just for the sake of... I'm gonna put the player in here just for the sake of not having to reload everything. But this is super cool. I would love to make a shader like that. We need to try one day, maybe. It's a very neat effect. I like it. Yeah. It killed me. Why was I killed? Why was I killed? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just... Can I reload? Do I have my hot reload stuff that reloads the current scene? No matter what? No, I don't. I need to do it. I'm gonna say if target, that way it's gonna stop. The boss also needs to be sprite. Do I use a sprite or do I use a light? I can use a light. The problem is that it's not going to act the way I want. Maybe I can use a sprite for now. Maybe I can use a sprite. Effects layer, no. I'm gonna put it in here. I would call it shockwave light. Is it possible to have in here a circle? Fuck, I don't know how they're called. I'm pretty sure I have one somewhere. Or I could create it right now. Even though it's not amazing, I could create it. 512. Would it be enough? I can start with that, and we can always just modify it later. I think for cubic will be nice, a bit of radial. This is not what I want. I want something like that. Yeah, I want like a ring. I want like a ring. I want a ring like that.
Swallow all my drugs so the penis unplugged. When the laws of entropy touch, you better dread the judge. Wiser men than us been crushed to find dust. When a fortune cookie dummy unfucked, I just shrug. A note like a broken electrical pole sum. But a done, for the scum of the circuitry on the run. Haven't seen the sun with the naked eye much. So the neon is my god and it shine on the numb. Hop up with the bike uncut, okay, ready. Work ain't been too steady, I'm headed for something heavy.
Shit. This is shit.
Morality's only a memory when belly's empty. Swine get they high mind, focus on taking mine. Get in line, swine, you won't deny me my piece of pie. Any fucker in this broke future that they design, don't comply. I'll supply a deletion, the end is nigh.
I used to pray to God, but I think he took a vacation. Cause now the state of Cali is ran by these corporations. The skyscrapers shallow, the homeless, the population. The degradation they face, which should be an abomination. They body parts are stolen and sold to the richest patient. And we the mercenaries at war with the active agents. The legislators that work for the Satans that kill the babies. Would die in the back of a bullet, real on Mercedes. Just to serve, murder them and the chauffeur. With humble herb, let my brain exit the herb. That's righteous, huh? Cyberpunk, holding a pump. Keanu Reeves, cyber arm under my sleeve. I blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Damn it, I can't leave. Night City keep calling me. God damn it, I'm a G. And this fuck shit is all it needs.
I don't like that.
But this bitch ain't divorcing me.
The music is definitely going to be DMCA, right? I'm definitely going to have this stream with music that I'm not, like, the music is not going to be on the VOD on YouTube. This is so fucking slow, right?
I couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboard. But now you're gone and leaving nothing but a sign. Another evening I'll be sitting reading in between your lines. Because I miss you.
I hate the animation player. For some reason, I really hate that. I don't like it. Fuck you. Okay. This will be slightly better. It's probably not going to be enough, but it's going to be slightly better. If we reset my up here, what am I touching? Sprite. I'm touching the sprite, so it means that... Do I have the sprite in here in my ready? Sprite scale vector 2.0. Why in my globals I don't have the restart elif input elif event is action pressed restart. The fuck am I doing? Restart get tree. Reload current scene. This is what I want. I want a quick restart that way. That way I can restart whatever scene I have. here. That's slightly better, right? So it's doing... Okay. There's a problem with the way the particles are starting. Okay. Okay. I feel like the boss should be on top. Okay. I'm just rewatching it to see what I feel. Okay. I like the end. I think it's missing something, but okay. I think the shock is good. Like I think when the render order is at the max size, the blue aura must disappear before. Yes. Agree. Agree. The charging is not amazing. The charging needs to be a bit more skibbity, you know? A bit more skibbity. A bit more skibbity. Missed a message. A bit hard to focus on the center when the blue circle fully collapses. A bit hard to focus on the center when the blue circle fully collapses. What do you mean? A bit hard to focus on the center when the blue... To focus on the boss itself? The boss will be on top though. Lord Luigi 2439. We did more skibbiness, yes. So skibbiness will be in here. Skibbiness in here. Skibbiness in here. Skibby. Yeah. Skibby. Skibby. Whoop. Skibby. Whoop. Skibby. Hey, this is a Skibby Raid from Smoles to Kobold. Skibby Raid, welcome. How are you doing? Thank you for the raid. Welcome to the 6 new cult members. How are you? Lord, I'm doing fine. I was following the point where the blue circle was collapsing, and when it fully disappears, it was a bit unpleasant as everything was distorting. Funnily enough, I never caught Idris Elba on radio while playing. What? What is this thing about Idris Elba? Hey friend, how are you doing? What were you doing? Aisle 8. Maybe some cleanup of all the levels. What are you doing? Making block shop levels. This was Idris Elba rapping. Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know. You never had that while playing? Okay, continue to make levels for full box for block shop. Okay. Stop for a second. What is your relationship with full box? What are you making levels for him? I was not aware that you were making levels for him. That's interesting. How does that work? If you don't have time to talk about it, don't worry, but otherwise I'm interested. Okay, let's see how it looks in-game right now. Let me just check something. 3.75. Maybe make it slightly faster. 3.65. And also my scale curve. My scale curve takes some time to arrive. Yeah, okay. I think it's missing something also. It's missing a color ramp. So that it doesn't start full, in fact. It needs to start alpha, you know? It needs to start alpha 0. No, not the end, you fucker. This, yes. Let's see in game. How does it look? Maybe it's not good. 3.75. Exactly, 3.75. I've been making levels for him for nearly a month now, just making connections with Twitch friends. I rated him when he was making a level editor. He wanted my advice as a professional level designer. We just stayed in touch after, and have faith in his project enough to commit my time to it. Really cool. Okay, thank you for answering that. Is it slightly better? Is it behind? I don't feel like it's behind. It is not behind. I don't like this circle though. This circle is too simple. For a boss, it's too simple. And also it looks very unpleasant the way it starts. It looks very unpleasant the way it starts. So we still need more alphaness. I'm going to raid and run though. Good luck with the streams and the project. Don't worry, Smalls the Kobold, and thank you for the raid, and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever. Thank you for coming by, and goodbye. And so, if you don't know about Fullbox, he's releasing his game Block Shop, I think February 17th, if I'm correct. You can find it on Steam. There is a demo, I think. Let's do some promo. Let's do some promo for him. Also, I forgot at the beginning of the stream to ask you if any of you had anything to share. So if any of you maybe you want to share something, a trailer, a game that you are working on, a demo, something, whatever, share with us right now, or else, okay? But share with us. I think this is because those bad boys are Z-index 10. Look at those. Look at those. They are Z-index 10. That is why. That is fucking why. Z-index as relative. Z-index as relative. No, and we are relative to the parent, right? Relative to its parent. So if I put -10, I'm at 0 compared to the parent. Should I be at -1 compared to the parent? I have no idea. I was working on a game, but then had to spend all weekend fixing macOS stuff for Bosca, which is why I'm hanging here and not doing anything productive. Also, red on red looks nicer than blue on red. Yeah, of course. The boss is red. Okay, cool. Why are you doing Mac stuff? Are you crazy? Or do you like to hurt yourself? Do you like to hurt yourself? It might be your kink. I'm who am I to judge, right? But still, why are you doing that? I support creatives of all kinds of fetishes. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. I think I start to like it. I know I'm not going to be satisfied, but I want to have something. It doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be something. It's too close to what we have as the ultimate for the player, though, so that won't work. But it's not too bad. Appear... One solution that we might have to make it more better. More better. More better. I love that. To make it more better. Make it more better. 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 Boop 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 boop. Pom shit. That is cool. That's a cool music. What else do I want? Ooh, I know what I could do. I know what I could do, but I don't know if it would break. I could zoom the camera. I could zoom the camera as we get exploded. That would be cool. That would be cool. Can you test it with 2x speed? Yeah. I know you might see it as fast, as slow, but this is the entrance of the boss. So I don't want it to be too fast, right? I think it might be even too fast right now. You see what I mean? It's not something that will happen very often. It will happen like once. So I want it to take some time because I want to create some kind of tension. Especially because at that moment, as a player, you will be attracted to the middle. Attracted to the middle and then pushed on the walls. Which will be very cool, I hope. So you see what I mean? It needs to have a bit of tension. So like 4 seconds for an effect like that is not a lot. But I will go and look for textures. Because this doesn't look good right now. And I have some cool textures that might be useful. They might be into game dev. VFX. Cube by VFX kit. Textures. Flashes. No, this is not that. I have a glow, an inverted glow, a soft spark. Ah, but this is that. No, this is not what I want. Action VFX. No. Textures. VFX extra textures. I think this is what I want. Those are TTA files. Those are TTA files. Open with what? Open with, are you telling me that I don't have an app to look at that? JPEG view? Okay, perfect. Choose another app. Let's look at it with JPEG view. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, we can do some mapping with this shit. Ooh. Ooh, look at those rings. Look at those rings. We can do some cool shit with that. This is a star flare. Okay, let's close all of this. Voronoi, no. Rainbow ring. That could be cool. That could be cool, but I don't think I need this. And then we have what? Some radial flare. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, we need some impacts with that. Ooh. Oh, we need some impact. Oh, we need to use that for the impacts. Why am I not using that for when the players is destroyed? Why am I not using that? This is so much better. Ooh. Would you look at that? This one is fire. This one is fire. No, not this one. This one. The 3. I need to use this one for the player when the player gets destroyed. What about 2 textures? Targa, what a format. Yeah. How many textures you want? How many textures you want? There's no problem with that. Linear, I don't care. Gradient noise. Hex style, I don't need that. We have some flares in here. That is cool. The ring and the one with petals, which rotate around. The one with petals is this one. No, it's this one. Yes, this one. For the boss. Yeah. That could work. You're right. That could work. Okay, let's put that in here. And the circle one,
We lost everything. We had to pay the price. Yeah, we lost everything. We had to.
I'm wondering if that is interesting. That would look nice if it was growing, but I don't think this would look nice. What might look good with this is like a simple ring, maybe.
Was missing. You lit a flame that consumed my head. I'm not one for reminiscing, but I trade all for your sweet embrace. Yeah, 'cause we lost everything. We have to pay the price. There's a canvas with 2 faces, a full nature's love and lost. It was a passion for the ages, and in the end, just pay the cost. A thing of beauty, I know.
This one is really cool. Oh, I should use this one for when you are creating, when you are powering. That rotating around. Yeah, we could try. But I don't know what you said when you said that. But I think we should look at some of the burst-ins here. Can I navigate? Oh, I can navigate instead of launching a bunch of stuff.
I see your eyes, I know you see me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Fucking hell, this is so freaking cool. Shit. This is incredible. This is incredible, guys. Maybe you don't realize how incredible this is. This one is incredible. But this one also. Okay, I want 28 and 30 for when it explodes. Not for when it charges, but for when it explodes. 28 and 30. Speediness meter going up and fast. Exactly. Exactly what you say. Exactly what you say. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid. I forgot. I forgot to add the dash bounce. Let's go, infinite bounce. No, it doesn't lag. You lag. Gulag. But don't worry, everything is fine. I know exactly what I'm doing because I'm a professional. I'm a professional game dev. Look at that. You could clip this, but would that be kind? It's in a compromising place. Yes, it's in the middle. How do you call that place? Where my legs, you know? Like, I have my legs like this. I have my pee-pee right there. The crotch. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. It's right next to my pee-pee.
Okay, much better. What? Oh shit, I just got raided. It's good that I'm back, right? I have my salmon salmon thingy with me. Welcome everyone. Welcome and thanks. Jackie Codes, thanks for the raid. Thanks everyone for the follow. Let me show you what I went away to get some. Can you see? I made myself some snacks. Pretty cool, right?
Oh, because texture mode is tile. So it's not what I want. Fuck. Oh my god, no. It's not what I want. So if you want to do a tire, things, this is perfect. But this is not what I want. What I love is you have no way of knowing that it's actually there. Only you will know. Honestly, oh, you know what? Let's create a moment on Twitch. So guys, let's create a moment. It's gonna be our... But don't worry, everything is fine. I know exactly what I'm doing because I'm a professional. I'm a professional game dev. Look at that. You could clip this, but would that be kind? What if we take a look at the showroom? Let's see how it looks. It looks like shit. We can do the bullety bullet. Bullet. What is the problem? It looks like this. So the Billbuck, I actually didn't make the Billbuck. I got it, the Kendama. I got it on Sketchfab. I animated it, and I fucking created rope physics for that. I mean, I created it's in Blender, of course, but I actually used rope physics.
To kill them, but you're supposed to protect them. So you're supposed to do that. Let me show you. You're supposed to do, oh no, they're going to be killed. No. So it should be 0 right there. 0 died. Okay, cool. 0 died. You know what? I will.
Welcome back. Sorry for the quick break. My girlfriend arrived. So, I'm not sure what kind of thing I'm using. I don't like the load, but I might do it later. Right? And I might use this for the explosion. This is for the player death. And this is for the player death. And this is what? And this might be for the loading. Might be good for the loading. Okay, so let's do that then. Let's do that. Flare. Let's do petals. Can Godot read TGA file? Do I put TGA file? My T flare is in what? It's in PNG. And I only have it in TGA. Can I easily do open with convert all images to PNG? No, because it's not seeing TGA. Let me modify my script really quickly. I don't know where it might be. It's probably in my project. No, in private. I might have my scripts in here. Fuck, where is it? I don't know. I don't remember. Admin dev private. It's in useful. It's in useful scripts. Convert images to PNG. And I want to edit that. No, convert images to convert images to PNG. Edit. And I will add TGA. It's in TGA, right? Do you think it's case sensitive? Let's see if it's case sensitive. I don't know, in fact. Open with, convert all images to TGA. No, okay, it seems to be working. Hey, Cookin, thank you for the follow. Alright, and now I can see the things that I want. And I have the burst in here. This is for later player damage, and this is for the boss in here. Perfect. 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 If you don't know, I'm using OpenWith++, which is basically a little app that adds contextual things to your menu, to your right click, and you can easily launch scripts with that, for example. So you can provide either a directory or a file, and converting files once you have the right scripts is so easy with that. I use that to convert videos and stuff also. Hi, can I ask a question? You just did, Cookin. But yeah, don't ask to ask. Just ask your question. Just ask away. Just ask away. So I'm gonna go into scenes. Theoretically, this could be shared, right? But I'm gonna put that, or do I make it shared? Maybe I make it shared. Okay, I make it shared. That's okay. Okay, I have my bursts in here. So in here I can use it's not this one. It's radial flare. It's radial flare. Hey, Corbo Duo, how are you doing? A radial flare. So I'm not using this one yet. This is for charging. But I can start to use it in here. My appear animation. Okay. Let's grab the pedals. Pedals, the twizzles. Why are they not visible? Because I have a canvas item material in add. That's what I need, right? Because if I don't have that... Why do I see nothing? Is it visibility? Oh, it has been visibility. Yeah, yes, okay. We might start with 2 as a scale. We'll make it alpha like that. The modulate will be on quite fast, and the scale will be get closer to 0, which will do something like that. Looks incredibly shit. I'm 20, a major in IT and cybersecurity, but I want to also learn game dev, but I don't know if it's too late for me to learn. I want to use Godot and GDScript, but I don't know how to learn or where to start. I want to make 2D top-down games and a 3D horror game, and I also don't know how to keep motivation and suffer with burnout. Oh my god, that's a lot. First of all, it's definitely not too late. It's definitely not too late. I would say, you know what? I would say it's never too late. Of course, it depends what you want in life. If you want to make a successful commercial game and you start at 90, it might be too late. But otherwise, it's never too late. So that's the first thing. Not knowing how to learn or where to start, I totally understand that. There's a lot. I think you have multiple stages in your learning journey. And I think at first you need to learn the basics. So you need to know how to code. You need to know how the game engine will work. So coding applied specifically to making games and making games with Godot. That's a first. But once you have the bare minimum, the basics, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So making small experiments, small prototypes, very, very small games is a very good way, in my opinion, to learn. This looks like shit, right? This doesn't look good. So where to start is programming. If you know programming, you're fine. Just follow like 1 or 2 beginner tutorial for Godot specifically, like to have the basics. And then experiment. Make small things. Try small ideas. Learn the base mechanics of different game genres and stuff. The goal is to get familiar with the tools that you're using and with the concepts in game dev. This is the technical part. This is the easiest part. Then what you need to figure out is game design. How do I make my game fun? What is interesting in a game? And of course, I'm not even talking about art, audio and stuff, because this will come with your learning. You don't necessarily have to think about it separately. But I think game design has to be studied a bit separately, because it's very difficult, I think. I don't think I will like that, but also maybe it's because I'm not doing what I should. What if I make something a bit weird, which means it starts... The pedals should start much faster. They start rotating in one... I don't know if that answer is interesting for you. I don't know if you find my answer is enough. But the best advice people can give you is to... The best advice people can give you is to just start. I know it might sound stupid, but just starting is such a good thing, in my opinion. It's too slow. It's too slow. Just starting. The 20 games challenge page has got a good list of simple games that would be good things to start out with. You'll quickly learn the basics of gameness from doing some of them. I somewhat agree with you, but I also think that sometimes making full games, even if they are small, is a waste of time. Is a waste of time because you do the same thing over and over again that you've seen already. And that's why I talk about experimenting, because experimenting might be, for example, in your thingy, you want to make a 3D horror game. One way to experiment is, okay, how do I make a specific particle effect in 3D? And that's it. That's one experiment. You see what I mean? You don't make a full-blown 3D game. You just make a particle effect using 3D. Or you make... how do I achieve a PS1 retro aesthetic? And you don't make a game out of it. You just make the PS1 aesthetic. And I think those are really, really valuable, in my opinion. So you see, instead of basically putting the shockwave light with this, I can use the T radial. No, it's called the burst, so I can use a burst. I will use the burst 28. That will look like shit in here because it's not an additive. So we go in here and we do use the same canvas material that we have in here, in fact. That way it's the same thing. Paste in additive. Maybe I put a bit of rotation because the moment... So I think it's a trick that could work. Might also not be enough, but the moment you have something that has some pattern on it, some textures, I feel like you have to also rotate a bit. Otherwise... otherwise you can see that it's the same thing. You see what I mean? Why is my rotation not working? Because I set 35 and I didn't put my thing. I think it depends on the type of person you are. Some people get a lot of satisfaction from completing something. Doing an experiment is completing stuff. That's why I'm talking about it. You see what I mean? Doing an experiment is completing stuff. It is definitely completing stuff. in my opinion. That's why it's so valuable. Because many people get stuck even at just doing a tutorial, because some tutorials are too long, and so they don't even make the first game because it's too much, right? But if you think about an experiment, it's small enough. It's small enough that you can easily complete it. That's my vision on that. What is the scale that I'm using? 4. Maybe 3 is enough in here. I want to ease out. And I want my shock light to be... that. That. Okay, I think this is going to be cool. So let's see. Let's see it in action. Maybe it's super shit. Maybe it's super shit. So I don't know. Cooking, is it satisfying? Do you have other questions? Okay, I don't like this. The push is really cool. The push is much better. The push is much more interesting. Oh yeah, push is much more interesting. I really don't like that.
Picture me glossing, my face in makeup. I'm painting with visions of prophets from the lips of the God said from the tips.
So, if it works, if it's like that, what might make it correct is rotating in the other direction, maybe. That might work. So the scale is in here, my rotation degree is in here. Let's go minus 360. So in here, let's go 90. And let's make it scale much faster. That might not be enough. I don't think it's adding anything. I don't think it's adding anything. I have one idea though. Can I make some particles that might be interesting to go with? So what I can do is go back to my animation and let's not touch the petals for now. What if similar to that charge orbs, similar to that particles 2D, which is doing that. Yes. What if I grab that and I say charge I don't know what to call it, so fuck it. That would be one. Let's not make it one shot to debug. Let's make that unique. For the texture, let's use the burst. Let's use the burst 28. Yeah, okay. I think this might be good. You see? Let's make unique the curve. I think the curve should be closer to that. In fact, it should be slow initially and accelerate much more. Yeah. I think this is better. Or maybe just slightly like that. Okay. Color. Okay. We still need a material. Let's use the material that we have in here. Let's use the material that we have in here. Charge. Paste. What will look stupid is that it's not animated. What will look stupid is that it's not animated, and so I think this will look bad. It would look cool at with something that gets without. What about radial white gradient for one frame and one empty frame before explosion? Yeah, we might make the explosion much more important by having like some sort of freeze frame or actually a flash. Totally. Now we're talking. Now we're fucking talking. Now we're fucking talking. You see? That's what I'm talking about. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And one oh, that's my favorite song from the OST. It's pretty cool, right? And one negative frame, maybe. And drop FPS to 14 like it's lagging. A negative frame, I'm definitely going to use that. Negative frame might be cool, yeah, because it goes with like this glitchy aesthetic. I like that. It looks like it's sucking in everything. I like this. Okay, let's try that, my guys. Look at this. This is cool. Let's count down with the scale though, maybe. Right? Let's see it in action. Let's see it in action. Okay. There is something that doesn't work. There is something that doesn't work. So give me a second. First of all, I think the thing is not needed right now. This charge like starting the charge particle, I think is not needed anymore. It doesn't work. We need to see it end though. Is it the wrong one that I started? Okay, give me a second. Charge particles. Oh yeah, it's the particle 2D that I don't want. The charge particles, I do want them. And so I want my charge emitting. I want to stop the emitting earlier. Let me see if it works. Emitting. Okay. What we need is we need to have the sucking stop before it explodes. Would that work? Would that work to have the charge emitting, but instead of... No, sorry, I ticked the wrong one. Would it work to have the charge particles, to the particles in here, instead of having this texture, instead of having the ring, would it work to have something like the shockwave.png? Maybe. I clicked on copy, no? Copy particles. Yeah, but it's in the wrong orientation, so it doesn't really work. Sick. I liked when everything disappeared before explosion, like silence before thunder. Yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, it doesn't work. That doesn't work. I might just grab particles, basic color complex, ding bang. Ding bang? What? The fuck is this? Spiral? Ah, this is shit. Okay, let me go back into my VFX extra. It's a sweet effect. Wow. Hey, Wallen. We need Dig Bang. Ding Bang. What if I use a ring like that to emphasize the loading? That might work though, right? What was the name? I don't know. It's Ring 07. Ring 07. And I need to convert that to PNG. Open with, convert all images to PNG. Fuck! I converted them to PNG again. I forgot. Let's remove the burst. Let's remove that. Let's grab the thing. Let's remove that. And we have the ring. And I put the ring in here. Okay, now we have the ring. Let's use ring. T-ring 07. And that would do... That might work. Let's see in action. The Ding Bang was unfortunately really not interesting. Okay, the problem with what I have is that I don't see the charge particles. I don't see it. Oh, because it changed my gradient. Oh, for fuck's sake, even though it was not the same thing. I made it unique. I made it unique, what the fuck? And I made the color ramp unique, but I didn't make the gradient unique inside. Oh, that's why it was shared. That's why it was shared. Okay, let's not make it one shot. That way we can see what's happening. Okay, it can start at like 2 maximum size. And it's doing... Okay. Let's change that entirely. It needs to be full white. It needs to be full white. It needs to be quite an impressive ring, right? Maybe it will be like... Do I want that or do I want the opposite? Do I want that or do I want the opposite? That's a very good question, right? Maybe I want the opposite. And what I mean by the opposite is this. Maybe the opposite is better. My curve texture... Oh, yeah, because every time I'm forgetting... That might be better. Let's see in action. Do you think it's best to follow the tutorial first to learn the engine? And also I got recommended 20 games challenge is where you make 10 games and not use any tutorials. You will get stuck in tutorial hell. I only use Google and Docs when stuck. The thing about tutorials is you don't get stuck in tutorial hell if you just if you stop using them, right? Tutorials, especially at the beginning, I think are somewhat essential to not lose too much time because they show you around, right? It's like when you arrive somewhere, you have someone that is showing you around. And I think that is interesting. So I don't think tutorials are bad for beginners. I think they should just understand that once you have the basics, you need to experiment. And this is where people will struggle, because you will spend a lot of time trying to do stuff and maybe struggling. But it's fine. It's fine. It's part of the learning process. Right? So definitely start with tutorials, but maybe you need like what, 1 or 2 tutorials, I think, that will show you what the engine looks like. How do I add a node? What is a scene? How do I create particles? How do I load a scene? Stuff like that. And then once you have the very basics, especially if you're technical, you can definitely just find information in the docs. And sometimes in tutorial, but my personal way of doing it is, if you are stuck on a problem, you don't know how to do it, start a tutorial, but don't finish it. So maybe the tutorial at the beginning will tell you what the approach will be, and then what you do is you try to do the implementation, right? So imagine the tutorial is telling you how to do a grappling hook. The tutorial starts by saying, hey, today we are going to do a grappling hook, and for this we are going to use a raycast to know the position, and then we are going to draw the actual hook using a line 2D. Let's see how to do it. You stop here. Now you know what are the approaches, and you're like, oh, okay, and you try to figure out the implementation. I think this is a fair way of using a tutorial. If you blindly follow a tutorial after the very initial learning phase, if you blindly follow a tutorial, you don't understand what you're doing, and so you will never be able to replicate it yourself. You see what I mean? And then the 20 games challenge, yeah, it's also another way of learning, for sure. Personally, I've started on 1 tutorial, just enough to learn what the engine ideas, and then continue by myself. Exactly, yeah, I would do something like that. That's kind of what I said. Okay, let's see if I like the animation or not. It's sick. It is sick. It is sick.
Don't know how it began, but I was once a decent man. Promises I was made were made to keep me a slave. Cornered and kept on a wage to come the worst of my rage. One day the curtain falls. Time comes for all. Time comes for all. Now you gonna feel it. Time comes for all. Now you gonna feel it.
There's something wrong, and I try to pinpoint what it is. More pause. Yeah. I will play around with the pause for sure. Well, I've blindly followed a tutorial and then started to figure out what I did. Yeah, of course, that's a solution, but then you're that's what I mean by blindly. Blindly, you would just not care. And sometimes it's fine also, right? The problem with a pause is that the way I see it... Oh, okay, yeah. You're right. I think you're right with the pause. Because the way I saw it is once you are at the right size, you don't want to pause because you are at the right size and you want to explode. But I think you're correct in the sense that... it's more like you charge power and then you explode. You don't have to. Yeah. And I see it now. Invert. I think I have a shader to do invert. Hopefully. Color. I do have invert. No. What is negative? Is another way of saying it. I don't have it. Oh fuck. It must be in one of my tests, and it's not saved locally. But I don't know where. I have no idea where. It is. I think it always helps to have a more targeted-oriented approach. Tutorial or not, it may fail to remain in your head if you don't have a goal in front of you. Think of a simple project you can make, or a concept of something, one theme, anything manageable, then find the means to get there. A guide that does similar. Your own exploration of the tools, other projects to do the same thing. Yeah. Again, that's what I mean when I talk about experiments. You have a very specific idea and you try to get there. And I think this is how you remember also your solutions the best, because you actually investigated how to do it, right? And also one very important thing about the ability to just do stuff, like just see a mechanic, an effect, something, and decompose it into little tasks and understand how to recreate it. It's really like a muscle. You train that, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and you start to see patterns and stuff like that, right? And it's like having multiple tools in your tool set that you can later reuse. And the thing is, if you follow tutorials, you are limited to what tutorials are talking about. Tutorials are often about uninteresting games. I'm sorry to say that, but they're very often about very specific types of games and very specific mechanics, like platformers, RPG, stuff like that. So if you only see tutorials, you get stuck into that type of games, which is incredibly limiting, right? And so the experiment approach allows you to think a bit differently, and also allows you to then create whatever mechanic you want, right? And you don't have to think about is there a tutorial to create that mechanic? And of course there won't be a tutorial to create that mechanic, because it's a very specific mechanic. You see what I mean? So when you have those little tools, and when you have knowledge about, I don't know, a simple AI mechanism, like a simple state machine, or Boyd's behavior, steering behavior, bunch of things like that that are a bit more abstract than RPG, platformer, stuff like that. Those are way more useful, because then you can combine, you can modify, you can reuse them, and create interesting things. EMO, you just do it. Obsession. Like, it is so interesting, new stuff. Exactly. You get obsessed. That's one of the best way to learn stuff. You get obsessed. But some people are not obsessed. Some people need a structure, because first of all, they might go everywhere, right? Or they might go nowhere. Because when you think about it, one of the problem as a beginner is that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what there is to be known, right? And I think that's why we often recommend people to just copy existing games, because that way they will understand what they don't know. Because initially you don't know what you don't know. You might think that it's easy, right? You might see Celeste and you might be like, oh, platformer, easy. And then you make a platformer and you fail miserably and you're like, okay, platformer, actually one of the hardest genre. So, yeah. I don't have my negative in here. And I'm pretty sure I do. So do I have something where I do have a test? Laser, glitch test, audio, test combo, test tween, test UI, triangle, test tween, test request, test audio viz. And it's 6 p.m. so I need to stop. Fuck, I don't know where I put this. I am pretty sure I've tried already. And in my glitch test, I have nothing, right? In my upgrade scene, I might have it, because I wanted to do something with the upgrade scene. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't save. I didn't do anything. It doesn't matter. I can go on Godot shaders. I don't want to recreate it myself. Called invert. What? You saw something called invert? No, but I think unfortunately I didn't save it. But there is a trending shader that is doing invert color. So let's just use that, and that might be enough. Let's see if it's enough. And I will save the shader if it works. Existing screen texture, we don't do that in here. We do screen texture. Screen UV. Okay, invert. I will save the shader as a shared object. Shared. Effect. Color invert. Okay. And so what I want to do is start by having the back buffer copy like that, and I want to invert, color invert, be off. I want everything to be off. So let's visibility skibbity bop, back buffer copy skibbity bop. Wait, you were looking for so long for minus color. You're right. Maybe I could have done it. It's just I knew I had it. So when you have something, it's like, hey, I should not recreate it. I thought I had the shader locally, so I was looking for it. You see what I mean? And so if I have the file, maybe just using the file is just better, especially for shader caching later. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So we have the explosion. I don't know at what point I want the explosion. Do I want everything to stop? We'll see. I will just make it visible for like some time. It might look incredibly bad, and I know you want to pause, right? I know you want a pause. Let me think. The scale is in here, the rotation degree is in here. Sprite. Scale does nothing. Glitchiness does nothing. And then you have the material glitch. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. That way we have a start. I know it's useless, but you'll see what I mean. So it's gonna start in here, so that should be moved right there. That is going to start, emit signal, walls appear, and glitchiness is stopping, and let's see. Let's see what we have. We don't see the flash. There's no pause. Do I flash a bit more? I don't know. It's pretty fucking cool. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. What if I, instead of inverting like that, what if I don't just invert, but I also self-modulate? Meaning I have like a tail instead of just a flash. You see what I mean? I have like an invert tail. That might be too much. That might be too much. But I don't know. I saw it less because the flash actually lasted for less time. You see what I mean? It lasted for shorter because I don't hold the flash for as long as I want. And then I have a tail. And then it's not visible. Yes. Let's do that. White circle before negative and turned off at the same time as the negative, so it will become a black circle. For what? Like for the middle or for something else? I think what would be cool for middle, yeah. But it will be like that. We will see this basically because the boss is appeared already, so we will see white. Do we want to see black? Maybe. What I think we can do, though, to make it a bit better, what I think we can do is we can pause right there. So right there, we can emit a signal. When the walls should appear, I emit this signal. You know what I'm going to do? In here, I'm going to have a tween. var tween pause. Let's look at that. It's going to be crazy. Tween pause. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. End fight. So when I receive the yield, boss starts exploding, freeze frame briefly.
Vamos contando mucho, 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 mucho dinero. En la calle ando, recogiendo mucho, mucho, mucho dinero. Siempre ganando mucho, 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 mucho dinero. Muchos ceros en el banco, todo mi camero. Vamos contando mucho, 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 mucho dinero. En la calle ando, recogiendo mucho, mucho, mucho dinero.
How do you... No, it's get tree, right? It's paused? Yes, it's paused. True. Instant. You put it to false. And you freeze frame, so you do like, I don't know, tween pause, tween interval. Must be relatively short. And then you do that. And you do the draw walls animated. Does that work? Let's see. It's too short, isn't it? Oh, also my things are not. My thing might be processing. Let's try to see it. Let's try to see it by making it quite big. Those bad boys might be processing. No? Cause I needed them to be processing. Charge particles, no they're not, right? Nothing is processing. White flash is too long. Really? Your beer is really nice, thanks for the recommended. Yay, glad you're enjoying it, Yuri. I think it's really well made. Like it's very very chill, simple graphics but really well made. Sound design super cool, music super cool. Like it's just very chill. I want an incredibly long hit pause, maybe not that long, of course. But I think I like something like this. I might hit pause for 0.25 to be honest. I might hit pause for 0.25. Something else I wanted to do. Something else I wanted to do.
Get higher than a roller coaster, going faster than my yellow Testarossa. With my hands in the air and my hands on the wheel at the same time, and I'm going wild. Oh my, people so big looking for eyes. I don't know where I am sometimes. Sometimes I don't care, I'm just hard. My hands in the air and my head in the clouds. I want it to flow and I want it right now. And this is my tune and I want it roll roller coaster, you're a poster child. You're getting faster and getting wild. It's been a crazy week, but now I'm just let it out. I would just keep on going till I drop. I would just keep on going till I drop. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about nothing else. I would just keep on going till I drop. I would just keep on going till I drop. I don't care about nothing else.
You can leave pause but remove flash halfway. Actually I can't. At least not that simply right now. But I see what you mean. You're thinking the flash should indicate, but I don't know if I agree. I see why, but I don't know if I agree. One thing I thought about while seeing this was having some radial blur is actually freaking cool. So let's have some radial blur through the thing. And this is where having randomness inside of the animation player would be amazing. Because we are at 0 in here. Zero point zero 42. 0.02. It would need to fluctuate, that's the thing. It's so fucking frustrating to not have a way to make values fluctuate. This is really missing in Godot. The ability to fluctuate values easily. Like wiggle in After Effects. Yeah, exactly. Or even the modifiers in Blender. PTSD music. The modifiers on the curves in Blender, so you can add noise to your curve in the animation player. That would be so fucking useful. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. In my opinion, the pause is not enough. The pause should be bigger. That way it really creates something, in my opinion. And also it arrives too late. It arrives too late because we are emitting the signal. We are emitting the signal and we already started. Right? Where is my signal? Emitting. It is here. It is starting too late, that fucking signal. Remember that the sound will also contribute to it. That's true. It's true. Sound will be cool. If I spend the time. Ah, what? Shit, I started the thing too early because the signal tells us when to start. And so now the signal starts a bit too early because the white flash starts in here. My invert is visible in here. My invert could be visible a bit earlier. And so at that moment, we could emit the signal. True, I'm asking more pause with that in mind. Like my brain does sounds. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. With sounds, maybe a bigger pause can actually be interesting because it will create that tension. Without the sound, I don't have the tension. Does it lag when it flashes? It stops, and so there's a hit stop. And so the problem right now is that it feels like a lag. You feel like it's lagging, but it's not a lag, it's a hit stop. And so I think the stop could be bigger. Yeah, something like that is better, I think. If it's more pronounced, it's better. Yeah, okay. I think I start to like it. Do you pause everything? I pause everything. Can you leave cam shake? There is cam shake during the pause. There is cam shake during the pause, as you can see. Maybe some effects should go in like the energy wave one. You want to try that? I can try that if you want. I can try that if you want. Instead of pausing, I do time scale. Maybe it's better. Sometimes super slow-mo is better. I do agree. We would go like 0.1. Which means my interval should be smaller. And then I come back to 1. And I come back to 1 nearly instantly. That should be okay. What about lens layer? Don't you think we have enough right now? Michael Bay style. It still moves quite fast. That's impressive. When I put everything into time, when I put the time scale, it doesn't really feel like that. 0.1 is not enough. 0.1 is not enough. What about Dutch angles or angels? Am I stupid or it's not doing what I want? Dutch angle. It's a panning, skewed camera as in movie. Dutch angle. The Dutch angle is... Camera has been rotated. Oh my god! Oh my god, I thought it was crazy. Look at that. The Google page is actually... it's actually rotated. Ultra-wide or dual monitor. Which one is good for option for developer? Both, Rexan. I have an ultra-wide in the middle. And two screens on both sides. That's what I do, personally. That's what I do. One ultra-wide in the middle and two screens on both and one screen on both sides. Okay, so that is the Dutch angle. Okay, I see what you mean. Interesting. Interesting, that might work. That might work. But for some reason, my time scaling doesn't really work. It's engine.timescale, right? I'm not crazy, yeah. Let's tween the same way as before. For some reason, it seems to not be affected. And also, I will zoom out the camera on explosion. That way, you will see the player gets pushed away. This is a bit crazy. Slightly crazy. Slightly long. Slightly too long. What about dolly zoom? Yeah, sure, let's put all of the effects at once. Let's put all of the effects at once, you're right. So what is the problem with my timing? Was it that small? Does Mr. can't control time? I can't. Works at least. Yeah, it works. It works, but it's not what I want. Up here, and then... Oh my god. Is it cool? Is it cool or not? What do you think? Do you like it? Wait, is the duration affected by the timescale as well? Yes, it is. It is. That's why it's sometimes a bit confusing, because it is. The whole engine is affected. Do I add a small real hit pause before the lag, or is it good enough? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if I like it better. Not enough dinos. Everything is better with dinos, yeah. Maybe it is better. The flash is so flashing, I love it. I think pause would get explosion anticipation. Yeah, we had the pause just before, I don't know, before the flash. I feel like something is missing a bit, but I like more than a full stop. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay, let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. I need to go. So I need to go very soon. So first of all, let's go into full cam. Let's go into full cam, and let's do the bill book. Look at the cat. You can't see the cat? Can you? I can't see anything. Maybe you can't see because the light is not on the cat. Maybe animate time to 1. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Maybe having a bit like a slower animation towards that might be good. Yeah. Right. We'll see. When she was yawning, we saw... Okay. That's a ghost. Yeah. Okay, so... Kendama, 2 tries left hand singing the French national anthem. I should put... Woohoo! That was the shittiest interpretation I've heard in my life. That was the shittiest interpretation of the Marseillaise that I've heard in my life. I don't know who was doing it, but it was horrible. And the next music that we are hearing now is from a very stupid movie that is super fun. So, sorry guys, but the outcome was yes. And Yuri, I'm really sorry because I think you voted no, right? I convinced you to vote no. But I actually won. I actually managed to do it. We need fireworks now, an explosion, yeah. All the bits lost. Oh my god. Sorry about that, Yuri. Okay, I really need to go, unfortunately, because I need to go to the pharmacy before it closes. One thing I can tell you, though, is that I'm pretty happy with this effect. But it took quite a lot of time to create. And one thing I will do at the end of the effect is I will call a function. So I think at the moment when we receive this, I will tween that, and I will call the function... globals camera, and I will tween zoom. and I will twin zoom. No, not twin zoom, zoom 2. In here, I will do zoom 2. Zoom 2. And I will zoom to, I don't know, by default the camera is in 125. So it needs to be a bigger number. So, I don't know, maybe zoom to 2. Something like that. It needs to be a vector 2, I'm stupid. Right? I will probably do that. So basically you will have the concentration, it explodes, and while it explodes, it zooms out the camera, so you see the player getting pushed on the walls, and then it comes back to normal. I think that will look very, very cool. But I will do that next time. Don't hesitate to check out Hyperslice on Steam, and also don't hesitate to join the playtest, because remember, you can play with 2 people, and it's super fun that you can play with 2 people. I played with my girlfriend like this morning to capture some footage, and it's really fun. So don't hesitate to do that. Thank you for being here, and I will see you on Friday. I always forget it's zoom or scale in Godot's camera. Yes. If it's zoom or scale, oh, okay. I use zoom constantly. I don't know what it does if you scale. I guess zoom is better because it's probably rendering differently. Maybe not. I have no idea, in fact. I don't know what it does exactly. But I guess scale doesn't really do anything, right? Can you scale it, really? Maybe scale doesn't do anything. I mean, mechanically it's called zoom, but I think it may behave like scale. Really? I don't know. Not sure. Oh, you mean like there was such issue, people were confused. Oh, you mean in like zooming, like a bigger zoom? You mean in what order it gets applied? Like if the number is bigger, will it get closer or get? Is that what you mean? Because I was confused by that. I was confused. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm constantly confused by it. Every time I need to remember. Every time I need to remember, I need to try and see what it's going to do. Because it's not logic for me, I think. The way it's implemented is not logic. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Very, 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 very cool. Thank you guys for being here. I don't rate anyone. I just go straight to the end. Thank you for being here. Again, I see you on Friday. Enjoy the rest of the week. And please playtest if you can. Good fucking bye.